Hey guys, figured I would do a video today, something a little different. Gardening. It's my biggest hobby, one of my favorite things to do. I'm really passionate about it. It's in my blood. Both of my granddaddies gardened. My dad used to garden, and I was just kind of brought up gardening. I really got into it when I got married, moved out, had my own place. It really started to take off and has just grown every year since. So what I thought I would do today is go over the seeds that I've collected and are planning on planting out this spring of 2022. I've also got some pretty big plans this year that I need to be doing videos and documenting my progression in several different things. One of them is I am planning on crossing tomatoes this year and breeding a new open pollinated tomato. And I've got a couple of ideas, a few ideas really, on which tomatoes I'm planning on crossing and the desired outcome of what I'm really looking for. And I would also like to know if any of y'all have grown any of these varieties, what y'all's experiences have been, and if y'all have any suggestions. If you see a couple of these tomatoes on the table today that you think would be an interesting cross, let me know why. Why do you think they'd be an interesting cross? And maybe we'll try and do it, and I'll make videos and document the progression of the cross and see if we can't come up with something that is stabilized and is an open pollinated variety of tomato. And one of the reasons I've really gotten into wanting to do this is because of this book, Epic Tomatoes. It's by Craig LaHoulier. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it's basically this guy who's really big in tomatoes. He's big into crossing tomatoes and coming up with these new open pollinated, stabilized variety of tomatoes. Very interesting book, guys. It's got all these different pictures of different tomatoes and how to grow them and what to look for and how to cross the tomatoes and things like that. I'm going to try and have the link in the description below if you're interested in getting this book. Highly recommend it. It's a very interesting read. But anyway, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this video, and I'm going to be doing more gardening videos, in the next several months, is so that I can document what I'm crossing, how I'm doing it, my progression basically. And it's going to be very interesting. If we have success this year, next year will be very interesting to grow out these hybrids and see what we can come up with by crossing these tomatoes. So I'm super excited about that. Might even dabble into crossing some peppers and some melons this year as well. But I thought it would be an interesting video today to go over all the seeds that I've gathered up so far and I'm planning on planting out. So I'm going to go over first the seeds that are kind of the miscellaneous type seeds that I've got. And this is a Tamarillo purple. Supposedly it's sort of like a tomato except really, really sweet. Saw it at Lowe's, thought it was interesting. Probably will plant out a few of those. Planting some broccoli this year, Waltham broccoli. My kids love some broccoli now. Some cucumbers, National Pickling, some Bush pickle hybrid. Didn't have a very good year last year with the pickles, so I'm trying a hybrid variety this year, hoping that it's going to be more disease resistance, because that's what took my cucumbers out last year, was some sort of disease come in and wiped them all out. So this might be interesting. Supposedly it's a shorter vined, doesn't get too big type of cucumber. So I have ordered some seeds from Baker Creek. And Baker Creek, when you order off their website, they send you a free packet of seeds. Well, I'm not really planning on planting these, but I figured I would show y'all anyway. If you order from their website, you might get some Japanese wasabi. That one might actually plant out, I'm not sure. Thinking about it. And this, some kind of golden carrot. Never had good luck with carrots, probably won't plant that one out. So those are my miscellaneous type of seeds that I'm going to try and plant out. My main focus this year, like I said, is going to be tomatoes, but a close second is going to be peppers. Like I said, I might try and dabble into crossing peppers. But here is a Aja Charapita pepper, super small type of pepper. Supposedly it's like the size of maybe like a dime, maybe a nickel sized type of hot pepper. It's really hot supposedly. Supposedly it's the most expensive ground up pepper in the world. That's what they say. I don't know how true it is, but gonna try and plant out a few of those this year. The Carolina Reaper. This is the hottest pepper in the world. It's got a Scoville of like a 1.5 million, and in comparison, regular jalapeno's got like 6,000 Scoville units, and this one has 1.5 million, so super, super hot. I'm not even really planning on eating these, obviously, but I might try to save the seeds, sell the seeds. I actually probably will try and grind it up into like a spice and try that out. Figure that would be pretty cool. And it's the hottest pepper in the world. How can you not grow it? I don't know how to say this. Benquita yellow pepper. Supposedly these are really good snacking peppers. Super low Scoville units. So maybe like up to 1,000, a 0 to 1,000, I want to say I've read. So really good snacking type pepper. And I don't have a really high hot tolerance for hot peppers. Like I can't just eat a jalapeno raw. So I'm kind of getting into these peppers that are not too hot. They maybe just got a little bit of heat. This is one I'm super excited about. It's called jalapeno, and it is a heatless jalapeno. So it contains the same flavor supposedly as a jalapeno but without the heat. So pretty cool little pepper there. King of the North, which is a bell pepper type of pepper supposedly. My kids love peppers. My wife loves stuffed peppers, so that's one of the reasons I'm trying to grow out some of these bell pepper types. And whatever that is, I can't say it. This is another type of bell pepper. Pepper. So those are some that I'm planning on planting out this year. Actually, I planted it already. Seed started most of these today. I do have a few more coming in. One of them is the habanada, which is a heatless habanero pepper, or really low heat habanero pepper. So that's pretty cool. Excited about trying that out. All right, these are my big focuses for this year. Is going to be the tomatoes, and I've got like 20-ish, a little over 20 varieties I'm going to try and grow out this year. And like I said, guys, if y'all see a couple of varieties that y'all think would make an interesting cross, and let me know. And let me know why you think it'd be an interesting cross. Also, if you have tried these varieties or have planted these varieties before, let me know. Let me know what y'all think about them. First one is going to be Super Sweet 100. This is a hybrid variety, so I won't be able to cross, or not planning on trying to cross this with anything, since it is a hybrid and you probably need some really unpredictable results. So the reason I got this one is cherry tomatoes are my favorite. They're my kids' favorite, and I wanted to have a cherry tomato that is stronger with the disease resistance, and it's going to hopefully last the whole growing season without dying out and getting taken over by something. So I'm trying the Super Sweet 100, and I'm also going to try the Sun Gold. It's another hybrid variety that's supposedly really good. And like I said, I'm not planning on crossing anything that's already a hybrid. I'm going to try and cross the heirloom and open pollinated, the stabilized tomato varieties. And if you don't know what open pollinated means, basically means you can save the seeds from that harvest, replant them, and you'll get the exact same tomato variety every year. And you can keep doing it for, well, forever, because it's stabilized. A hybrid is basically when you take two open pollinated, two stabilized varieties, cross them, and save the seeds out of that cross. That is a hybridized seed. So if you save the seeds out of a hybrid, you're going to get unpredictable results when you plant them out. You're going to get some crazy stuff, which, like I said, anyway, not planning on crossing those, but here are some of the open pollinated varieties. Isis Candy. This is another cherry tomato. Supposedly it's kind of blotchy, yellowish, reddish, maybe a larger type of cherry. Supposedly it's really, really sweet. Very excited about trying this one. Brad's Atomic Grape. This was like all the rage for the last couple of years in the gardening tomato community. Everybody was doing videos of it online, and it's just a crazy looking tomato. Supposedly it's a larger kind of saladette type of tomato. What does it say? Well, it doesn't say what size you expect. I think it's like 1 to 3 ounces, 1 to 6 ounces, something like that. But it's a little bit larger type of grape plum-ish tomato. But look at that, guys. I mean, those are real pictures of all the colors on these tomatoes. And supposedly it has a really unique flavor as well, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to definitely try that. Purple Bumblebee. This is another cherry tomato. I've heard it has a great flavor, so we'll give it a shot. See what we turn up with. This one is new for 2022. So this is a new open pollinated variety that somebody developed, and they finally have stabilized it enough to release it to market. And it is black strawberry. So it's got a crazy looking cherry tomato on there. Some weird looking stripes and coloring on it. Interesting. Wonder what the flavor like that one is going to be. Black Crim. This is a slicing tomato. Supposedly it has a really good flavor. I've never tried it before, so super excited about that one. This one, I don't even know why I got it. I think I may have ordered it accidentally. It's called Primary Colors. It is a 3 to 5 ounce, so basically a saladette type of tomato, but it's yellow and it's got some weird blackish, purplish striping on there. Interesting looking tomato. Pink Berkeley Tie-Dye. This one I'm really excited about. Supposedly, it is just as tasty as the Cherokee Purple tomato, which is a heirloom variety that's been around for many years. It's supposedly one of the best tasting slicing tomatoes out there. So this is going to be a cool one to grow out. But it's basically pink and it's got these green stripes on it. So pretty cool. Here are some of the other ones that I came across that I'm wanting to grow out this year. These are from Victory Seeds, and this seed company was recommended by the guy Craig LaHoulier who wrote that book Epic Tomatoes. So I got on their website and started looking around and found a lot of the varieties that he mentions in the book. This one's called Lucky Cross. So this tomato, he talks about it in his book, was basically a natural cross. A bee came along, took some pollen off of one flower and pollinated a pink brandywine tomato, and basically it crossed the tomatoes. So he wound up coming across this tomato and developing this tomato by chance. But it's called Lucky Cross. Supposedly it's like a yellowish with stripes type of tomato. Supposedly really good tasting, like your pink brandywine. Green Giant. This is a green tomato, obviously. Supposedly it's got really good flavor. Never had a green tomato before, but definitely would like to try one out. Tiger Tom. Saladette type of tomato, I believe. It's in the smaller range. Not a cherry, but not a full slicing size tomato. And it's got stripes. I've heard that it's real tart and it's got like a lot of acid, so that will be a cool one to try. Little Lucky. This is one that was developed alongside of Lucky Cross. Craig talks about in the book, while he was developing this one, he started saving seeds and came across another one that was basically really similar to this one, except a lot smaller. So this is called Little Lucky. All right, I saved the best for last, guys. These are the ones I'm most excited about this year. These are dwarf tomatoes. Now, there's a couple of reasons you might want a dwarf tomato. For one, if you are limited on space and want to grow inside of pots, supposedly dwarf tomatoes are the way you want to go because they are basically an indeterminate type of tomato that grows at half the rate of a regular indeterminate type of tomato, if that makes any sense. So basically it grows at half the rate of a regular tomato, so it's way less hassle to trellis, tie up, stake up, that sort of thing. I'm very interested to see if your production on these dwarf type of tomatoes are going to be comparable to your regular indeterminate tomatoes. So I'm very excited about trying these out. I've never had a dwarf tomato plant before. I'm not really limited on space. I've got tons of space to plant. I've got a big garden, big in-ground and above ground garden. But I'm planning on experimenting with these tomatoes and definitely crossing some of these to maybe see if I can develop another dwarf type of tomato. If they turn out to be any count. Like I said, I've never tried them before, but I've heard that they are really awesome because you get great tomatoes with a lot less work. So I'm going to be growing out 5 different dwarf style of tomatoes. The first one is Dwarf Johnson's Cherry. Looks like it's a early producer at 65 days. Love cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are my favorite, so I had to get some sort of dwarf tomato that is a cherry. Chocolate Champion. Looks like it's going to be a saladette type of tomato, 2 to 6 ounces. It's going to be a chocolate colored, basically a brown colored tomato. Supposedly it's got a really good flavor, so that'll be interesting to try. Dwarf Eagle Smiley. This is a very early producer at 60 days. And supposedly, from everything that I've read on Victory Seeds, it's one of the tastiest dwarf cherry tomatoes. So that will be cool to try. Rosella Purple. I believe this was one of the first dwarf tomatoes that was bred out of the Dwarf Tomato Project, which is basically this big project that is, they started back in the early 2000s, I want to say, where they're trying to develop more dwarf varieties of tomatoes so that people with limited space will have more options to grow inside of pots and stuff. So, but supposedly this has got a really cool flavor, a lot like the Cherokee Purple. And the last one here we're looking at is Dwarf Sweet Soup. So this is just another regular size slicing tomato that's supposedly really good. Well, yeah, guys, that's it. I'm also going to be growing a lot of black cherry tomatoes, and that is the one I think I'm going to focus on crossing this year with these other varieties. Last year we planted, planted like 6 different tomato varieties, and black cherry was the favorite for me and my family. It has a great flavor, it's real balanced between acid and sweetness, very good producer. Produces these bigger black cherry type of tomatoes. Delicious, absolutely delicious. Great for salads, great for snacking. My kids went crazy for them. So my focus on crossing this year is basically going to be, can I develop something that is going to be tastier and more desirable than the black cherry tomato, because it's probably my favorite. A close second to the black cherry, as far as flavor goes, would be the pink brandywine. Pink brandywine is a very popular heirloom tomato that is really balanced between sweetness and acid, and just a great tomato as far as taste goes. But like I said, my favorite's going to be black cherry, and I'm planning on crossing a whole bunch of these to see if I can come up with another cherry tomato that is just as tasty as the black cherry. Well guys, gonna be more EDC videos coming up as well, so don't just hold out for those. I'm coming up with some ideas to make more videos on that sort of stuff. But there will definitely be a lot more gardening videos as well, and seed starting videos, things like that, because I do want to document my progress and things that I'm doing for myself, but also throw it up on YouTube because some people might be interested in it as well. Do me a favor, guys, like the video, comment, subscribe, and we will see y'all on the next one.